Author. I'm going to be talking about the Ethiopian wolf today. So, just as some general background information, the Ethiopian wolf, otherwise known as the Canis samensis, not entirely sure how to say that. It's a wolf species that was found in, as you could probably guess it, Ethiopia and near Sudan in this time period. So these wolves are actually relatively small in comparison to what we know as wolves here in America. So the average size of one is around 3 feet, and its average weight is between 24 and 42 pounds. So to be honest, they're not very big, just about the size of a relatively medium large dog. So they're currently found in grasslands, shrublands, and rocky areas, places where they can hunt a little bit more effectively. The average lifespan of each of them is around 10 years only. So it's similar to what we know with dogs. But currently, the estimated remaining wolves alive that we know of is only around 440, but most sources put it as sub 500. So, for its status, it was listed as endangered by the ICUN in 2011, and it's actually sadly still on a decline, and they believe it could potentially go extinct soon. Most of its conservation of this time in Ethiopia is specifically for this animal. What we do know is that Ethiopia is the only place that currently has them, and it hasn't really been seen anywhere else in the world. And then, as you can see, a little photo of it right there. There are a few different threats, though, that the Ethiopian wolf is currently facing. So, as you could imagine, most of the threats actually come from us humans. So, the predominant threat we see is livestock farming and ranching. As farming has grown bigger and bigger in Ethiopia, it's expanded further and further into the rocky and mountainous areas. And as I said before, that's kind of the area that they're best known for. So it's been slowly pushing them out of their natural habitats. Which part of that is non-timber crops. So it's been a lot of big businesses and even just people slowly encroaching into their area. Now, some more threats are roads and railroads. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but since Ethiopia, they're trying to develop it more, they're spreading, more railroads are being made and roads are being built in different areas of the country. And then another threat would be the hunting and trapping terrestrial animals. See, a lot of people have been hunting and trapping their normal food sources. And because of this, slowly in certain areas, what they would normally consume is slowly going extinct in that area. So here's some more threats. Invasive species and diseases. Because they've been cut off, isolated from different areas for so long, whenever a new species comes into the area, they're facing a lot of threat from the diseases that they've never had to deal with before. And that's similar to why the viral prion-induced diseases, which is, as you can probably imagine, it's just diseases that aren't, coming from animals. And then finally, the greatest threat is humans. It's us. It's mostly because of war and civil unrest. There's been a lot of problems in that side of the world right now. And then also some military exercises. So, just for some interesting facts. So the closest relatives alive right now are actually the gray wolves. And gray wolves are something that we probably all at least have some imagination about. And then coyotes, which if you look at that picture, you can kind of see some of how it resembles a coyote with its shape and bearing. They're currently the world's rarest canid, with most species having around 2 times as many in the wild, which is pretty sad. It's not a threat, but it's one of the reasons, because packs are up to 18 adults. There is a problem with this, though. The 18, only 2 are allowed to mate, the dominant male and females. And see, the gestation period is about 6 months or so, but only happens every 2 years with the dominant female, with about 6 to 7 births. And the problem is, only about 60% of dominant females give birth each period. So, every single year they're decreasing. They can't keep up with their with the numbers they're losing. And then one of the ways the wolves try and get around it, see, the males generally stay with the pack and try to become the alpha. The females actually have a tendency to leave the pack and look for other packs to have a chance at getting pregnant and giving birth.